So we're going back to speak a little bit about the stars and the Kabbalistic astrology. So before we're getting into the really the Kabbalistic astrology, just about the astronomy. So there is many scientists that it's something that it's not only in our generation, it's also in the previous generations. Every generation they get to the end of their ability to see, yeah, and then they assume that what they see is what there is, and after that there's nothingness, right? And many times in the history it was proven again and again and again that though this ability to see is extended, yeah, they find new ways to see further out, and then they find out that it's much bigger than what they thought. So whatever is the spectrum that they are speaking about, as big as it is, and it's very big these days, but as big as it is, can we say that that's it? That's where the universe ends? No, we don't know. We don't know what's out there. We don't know what is standing behind those far galaxies. Okay, and I heard from my friend Simon Jacob that I'm learning with that there was a scientist. Let's start like this. The biggest telescope is Hubble, right? Even though it's a little bit old, but it's still, as far as I know, it's the biggest that they can see the furthest out. So for whatever reason, it costs a lot of money to move it. So they're not moving it a lot. They're taking from different scientists from all around the world. They're sending different requests to look on this point, to look on that point within the universe. And so they're trying to gather that it will be in the same range to pick it to get different requests, and then they don't have to move it much. They just from different very close points. So there was one scientist that he made a request to look on a point within the space that it was empty, and no one understood why is he pushing so much to look on this point. There's so many other points that is so interesting, that there's so many things to see there, and he wants to look on empty space. What's the point to spend all that money and to move the telescope to a point that is nothing? But in the end, for whatever reason, they got to do it. And when the telescope was pointing in that direction that they thought is empty, so they found out that it was not empty. It was there was many galaxies there, and it came out to be that was the most important research that they did with this telescope in the recent years, because until then they thought this space is empty, and then they found out there was so much thing. So how all of that is related with us? That we have to know that whatever we understand is limited. Whatever we know is limited, and the existence of Hashem, the reality of Hashem, is so much bigger, and the creation. Forget about Hashem himself. The creation that Hashem created is so much bigger that we cannot fathom. We cannot really think that we know. And every time we think that we know, every time we think we understand, Hashem is proving to us that no, forget about it. It's much bigger than what you thought. So that's the lesson that Hashem is teaching the humanity again and again and again. And that is true also in the physical, and how much more so, many more times, more than that, in the spiritual. So when we're speaking in the Kabbalah about all kinds of worlds and this and that, like we were speaking, right, Adam Kadmon and the Akudim, Brudim, all of those worlds, is that it? That's what there is? That's the whole existence? That's the whole creation? Obviously not, right? And it's brought down in the Etz Chaim that it says that after the Atzilut there is thousands and thousands of worlds above the Atzilut, that because they are so high, they are so far away, so it's not described, it's not spoken about in the Zohar and in all the books. Yeah? So all what we know is like it is true in the physical, how much more so in the spiritual. All what we know is just tiny bit. And as much as we will understand more of the truth of it, that should increase and strengthen our faith in Hashem. That we see that our understanding, our comprehension is limited, and Hashem is not limited, and even the creation that Hashem created is not so limited that as our understanding. So, with the help of Hashem, we will go back to speak about the Kabbalistic astrology and the meaning of all of those stars and so on and so forth, Bezrat Hashem. But for now, just strengthen your faith in the greatness of Hashem as much as we can contemplate about, meditate about the greatness of Hashem. That's the most fundamental, basic meditation, which is that platform to all of the other meditations. Anyone that is doing all the meditations and he have all the techniques and he knows to visualize all the names and all the breathing techniques and everything, but he thinks that what he knows, that's what there is, he missed the point. That's like it's not Kabbalah, it's nothing. It's not meditation. It's not Jewish meditation. I don't know what it is, but it's not Jewish meditation. So Bezrat Hashem will give us the way to contemplate about all of those worlds in the right way. Bezrat Hashem. For now, Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen.